guys, I'm Brooke from Start at Home, and today I'm going to show you guys how to create weathered wood with tea, coffee, some apple cider vinegar, and still wool. Now, I'm sure that you guys have seen like the beautiful gray weathered wood and you wanted to recreate that look, right? Well, this is super inexpensive and so easy. So first, let's start out with the tea. So this is just black tea that I bought at the store. It's been sitting in here for about a day and a half now, and it's pretty dark. Tea has tannin in it that comes naturally in the tea leaves, and wood also has tannin in it, and so the tannin in the tea and the tannin in the wood are going to react. So we're going to first put the tea on our piece of wood and we're going to let it completely dry. And once the tea has dried, we're then going to put our apple cider vinegar mixture over the top of that, which we will get to in just a minute. So, super easy. And the great thing about using these items is obviously you can do it in your kitchen because you're not using like any bad chemicals. Okay, I'm going to kind of hold this up so you can see. You can kind of see that this black tea is pretty gray. Now I did notice as it was sitting in the cup, it got darker and darker with each day. I'm not a tea drinker, so this is all new to me. You want to make sure that you don't miss any spots, because if you do, you can come back and touch them up, but you will be able to tell. Okay, so here is after the first coat of tea. So now next, let's talk about our apple cider vinegar and still wool. This liquid in here is apple cider vinegar, and I just dumped some in a mason jar. And then I took still wool. This is the 000, and I just cut it up and I pulled it apart, and you stick it in here, and then the still wool and the apple cider react. Now if you're going to make this mixture, you need to allow at least 10 hours for it to kind of react to each other. This has been sitting in here for about 3 days now, and as you can, it's going to get darker. The longer it sits in here, the darker it gets. As you can see, this is pretty dark. Now, I do like to use a different brush when I'm using the apple cider vinegar, just so that it's not reacting with the tea. So this is super easy. Just gonna stick that in there, and you're just gonna paint this on. You can kind of see it's not really even. It's not too dark of a color, but as it dries, it will get darker. Now for the coffee. So I just went to the store and I bought instant coffee, and I put it in here, and it's been sitting for a couple days as well. So this is just instant coffee and water. Coffee is definitely going to give you a darker stain, so it's just going to kind of depend on what look you want, and you can determine the darkness of the stain by how dark your coffee is. So this is a lighter coffee. The store that I was at actually only had lighter instant coffee, but if you wanted a darker, then use darker instant coffee and it will make it darker. Alright, so I'm just going to use this brush. We're just going to brush it on here. And you can see this is instantly, obviously, a lot darker than the tea or the apple cider vinegar. So here they are. As you can see already, they're starting to darken. The tea is definitely gray. The vinegar is kind of a warm grayish, and then the coffee is obviously going to be a lot warmer because coffee is brown. But these are going to change as they dry. So I'm gonna leave them here. I'm gonna let them dry, and then we'll come back and we'll put some other coats on them and see if we can get it to react a little bit differently. I have let everything dry, so now you can kind of see the difference. So the far one over here is tea, the middle one is just the apple cider vinegar, and then this one is coffee. So as you can see with just apple cider vinegar, it kind of goes a purpley red color, which I don't always necessarily love. And so that's why I started using tea and coffee, because it's gonna kind of soften this red purpley look. So we're gonna put our second coat on. We'll start with the tea. We are just going to put the apple cider vinegar over the top of everything and watch how it reacts. Now, with each coat that you put on of this, it is going to get darker. So if you wanted your coffee stain to be a little bit darker, you could put on a few more layers of the coffee before you put your apple cider vinegar over the top, and that's just going to give you a darker, richer color. But I'm kind of going for the weathered look, and so I just went with one coat this time. All right, so there's that one. And then we'll stick another one on this as well. There's all three of them. We've got tea over here, coffee, and then vinegar on the very edge. So I'm just gonna let these dry again, and then we'll come back and take a look.